and welcome back to the Jaco Report. Former Governor Bob Holden joining us today. He is, also has a lot on his plate. He is chairman of the Midwest U.S. China Association and heads up his own public policy forum at Webster University. Interesting, China, here we are so interested in what might happen with bringing jobs here and creating a hub at Lambert Airport. Tell us what you have been efforting in terms of cooperation throughout the entire Midwest.
Well, I've taken over as chairman from Senator Adlai Stevenson out of Illinois as chairman of the Midwest U.S. China Association, which is the 12 Midwestern states. And what we're trying to do is bring jobs from China or from other countries into the Midwest, create jobs here. And we've been working, in fact, Moberly, Missouri has added 600 new jobs to their economy from a company that had a plant in China, their headquarters in Hong Kong. Their investors, a lot of them are in California, the Silicon Valley area. And they're brand new jobs to the United States. We're not stealing them from another state or anything else. We're creating new jobs. And they're high-tech jobs. And so what we're trying to do through Midwest U.S. China Association is create those jobs in the Midwest with this global economy. And the whole philosophy is it's time we start working together as a region, because all of us have assets. Individually, each state probably does not impact the world economy much, but as a region, we're the fifth most powerful economic region in the entire world. And we have probably the single most important natural resource, I think, in 20, 25 years from now in the Midwest, and it's called fresh water. And we've got the talents of Michigan and Ohio and Wisconsin and Minnesota and Illinois. Chicago is truly a major international city. We've got all of the assets. It's time we put it together, but it's most importantly, and the reason Mamtech went to Moberly, Missouri, is because of the caliber, the leadership, and the commitment to do things differently, do them better, and be viable in this global economy. And that's really what we're trying to do throughout the entire Midwest United States.
Moberly, just a few miles north of Columbia, Missouri. And what is it? It's the leadership there, you say, that the relationship that they built with Chinese leaders?
The two things that the leaders told me, and they came to me and asked me to help, and I said I would if I could make the offer to all 12 states in the Midwest. They chose Moberly, Missouri, and for two reasons. One, the leadership in the community. The executive director of the economic development program, the mayor of the city council, the whole community said we want to do something differently and we want to be part of this global economy. And then secondly, as Bruce turned to me and he said, these people really like each other. And so that's what we need to be doing with China, is on a community-by-community basis, build those partnerships, build those relationships, and that will give us opportunity. And when you have opportunity, you have growth in your economy, which is what we all want.
And all too often in our region, we're battling each other. I mean, we have Mid-America and Lambert both fighting for this hub. Your effort is trying to get people to think regionally.
Trying to think regionally, because as a region, we all win. As individuals, honest, if you look, we're all losing, except maybe Chicago and all of this. Whether you be in Detroit or Cleveland or many other cities in the Midwest, because we have not changed from how we did business as a agricultural center and as a manufacturing center into this global economy. And so what I want to do is take the assets we have, which I think we've got more than probably any region in the world, if we'll work at them and use them and work together.
Great. I want to ask you a few questions about your term as governor and find out, what did you learn from being head of the state?
Well, it's a great opportunity, and I would not have missed that opportunity for the world. It's an opportunity to help your state make that transition. That's what we were trying to do, is move from the old line manufacturing and the old ways of doing business and truly be part of this global economy. Because I looked at my budgets. I mean, I had to make cuts when everybody thought the economy was in great shape. It doesn't make you particularly very popular, but I thought it was important that we make the investment in education and training programs and in fundamental health care for children and things like that. The long term would be in the best interest of the taxpayers of the state of Missouri. And we started making that transition. Now the governors since me have had to take that to a whole new level, because the economy has not turned around as far as the national economy, but hopefully it will in the next few months.
Here in St. Louis, we hear often that in Jefferson City there's this battle between sort of the urban and rural lawmakers. Is that something that prohibits the state as a whole from accomplishing some of the things it wants to get done?
Well, I've always said that Missouri is a difficult state to lead because it's really a state of parts. You've got the Kansas City, you've got St. Louis, you've got urban versus rural, you've got the southern part of the state versus the northern part of the state. Abraham Lincoln was very concerned that at the end of the Civil War that the Union would disintegrate into a place like Missouri with no real governmental control of its operations. And so it makes it difficult to govern. At the same time, if we can figure out how to bring all these pieces together, it can also be one of the most powerful and effective economic engines in the entire country.
Great. What is happening with the Public Policy Forum?
Well, we're great. We had last night Linda Lubreen, the budget director from the state of Missouri, and also Senator Rob Mayer from Dexter, who is the president pro tem of the Senate, talking about budgets. We're going to have an upcoming event on February the 16th with Ellen Scherberg as one of talking about leading women in business and in the community. And what we're trying to do is have a thoughtful discussion about important issues facing our city, our state, and our region in a way that's constructive. That's the reason I bring people. I've had Catherine Hanaway in. I've had Peter Kinder in. I've had all sorts of people from both political parties. It's all bipartisan. And it's a time that we have a thoughtful discussion, as I always remember them, between Senator Eagleton and Senator Danforth when they were leaders in this state. And that's really what we're trying to capture, is that sense that we all have a responsibility to be part of our society and be constructive in our approach, our criticism, and also how we go about finding solutions.
What did you think of the State of the Union, Republicans and Democrats sitting side by side?
Well, I thought it was very good. I hope it carries over into action. And that's where it's very, very important. It's very easy to be popular when everybody's got enough cash to satisfy a lot of interest. When you don't have those resources, then you have to make very tough decisions. And that's when you really see the mettle of the people involved.
Great. What is it about Birch Tree, Missouri, and governors?
Well, I don't know, but it.
That's where you're from.
That's where I'm from.
Population?
About 400 or 500 now.
And another governor from
and
there.
Mel Carnahan, as I would tell people, name the city in the state that had a governor for 12 years in a row, and of course they'd never guess it unless they'd heard the story before. But what it really shows is in our society, if you have good teachers, people really committed to helping you, and you have the drive yourself, that you can be successful. So I go into schools still all across the state of Missouri encouraging young people, no matter what background they come from, that if they will study hard, work hard, a lot of doors will open for them in whatever field that they want to go into.
Great. And I just want to end on any final advice you have for this current governor in this budget situation that he faces.
Well, he's in a very tough situation. He's lost most of his stimulus money. The economy has not turned around to the extent that it needs to, but it's headed the right direction. And 85% of his discretionary funds that he and the General Assembly have to deal with are in education, in health care, and corrections. And so to really significantly balance that budget, there has to be reductions in those areas, or there has to be new revenue to fund those. I mean, governors are in a unique situation. I mean, they can't, as I said, print money. They have to balance that budget. And so that's the reason we need leadership from both political parties to address these issues and to reassure the people of the state of Missouri that the money is being spent wisely and where we need to be spending additional investments so that we can grow this economy in the future.
Former Governor Bob Holden, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it very much.
Not at all.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
We'll be back with some final thoughts in just a minute.